This is Sean Maher.
This is Jason Spisak.
You're watching Movers and Shakers.
Movers and Shakers
Unlimited.
What's up, guys? I'm here at 2019 San Diego Comic-Con. Sir, how's it going?
It's good.
Good. So tell me a little bit about Batman Hush.
Batman Hush is an adaptation of a very famous story arc in the Batman comics from the early 2000s, I think. There's a mystery. There's this new villain in town who knows everything about Batman, and the basic story is who is he? Why does he hate Batman so? In our movie, we focus more on the component of Batman and Catwoman's relationship and how she is his ride or die, and how their relationship works when she's trying to help him get through this mystery of who Hush is. And so it's a dark mystery combined with the romantic angle that I think is unusual for Batman, and a lot of movies don't touch on that.
All right, awesome. Now this is, for those who are not familiar, that's a basis of who the character is. But in knowing that this was going to be a character that you want to tackle, can you talk a bit about that? Because he is an iconic character, in that rogues gallery.
Well, for us, Hush is kind of a tricky character because, his whole thing is mystery. His whole thing is, for me personally, I think it's better when we don't know who he is than after we find out. So, for me, it's like I kind of wish they had never revealed who he was. But for me, he's Batman's. He knows Batman intimately, and there's a reason for that. And so that makes him even more dangerous. I mean, Ra's al Ghul knows who Batman's real identity is, but he has an honor system about how he uses that information. He would never. He never uses that against Batman,
right. Whereas
Hush may or may not. Hush hates Batman, and in a way that Ra's doesn't. So it's a little different. But he's more formidable because he knows Batman intimately in a way no other villain does.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean. It's a pleasure. So tell me, a little bit about being a part of such an iconic character. There's so many animated films that are so revered and respected. So
Sure. I mean, it's been an honor. When they offered me the role, I just kind of like a kid, brought out the little kid in me, and it's been such a wild ride since then. I never expected to do as many films as I've done, and now I sort of have grown to become quite familiar with him, and just really grown to sort of love this guy and honor the character.
Awesome. Now, with that in mind, considering the things that you do with live action, and now, with this film, do you use those two same things you would say in your toolbox, or is there a different approach that you're, only relying on your voice to have that character speak? So
yeah, I mean, it's so different and kind of exactly the same. It's like for me physically there's a different process, like the physical warm up, and if I'm not 100% warmed up in my body, then I really kind of flail in the booth.
Okay.
It's hard because there's no other actors there, but in the process of sort of kind of relinquishing control, I just trust that the voice directors and the producers that are listening to me, and I'm giving them just different takes each time. So in that regard, it's super different, but just in regards to approaching the character and just wanting to do justice to the role as best I can and tell the story. And I don't really know what I'm doing. I just ask for. I have a picture of him, and I read the story, and then I just kind of like step into it. Like the first film I did, I thought they had like played with my voice. I didn't think it was me. But yeah, and the second film I thought I was going to be fired, and third film I finally had fun, and now it's just like there's an ease to it, and I've had such a great time.
All right, awesome. Well, Sean, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. Sir, how you doing?
Good, man. It's good to meet you.
Good. Nice to meet you. So, I know you've had an opportunity, or should say, put it this way. Here we are on Friday of Comic-Con.
Yes.
Did you just arrive here? I'm assuming that's the answer, or did you have a chance to hang a little bit?
I came a day early just so that I could enjoy a little bit of San Diego, and I really enjoy Comic-Cons in general because I'm a huge geek. I love all the merchandise and the different fandoms and things that I enjoy. So I did get a chance to take in some of that before it's time to work, which is great. So yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, when it comes to villains, they can be so meaty because of the gray area or the
They're my
dynamic.
favorite kind. I love villains. They're so
the dynamic, elements that they have to their characters. So can you talk a bit about that and how freeing that can be compared to kind of being confined?
Sure. Well, there's no more freedom than being unhinged,
Right.
and that's what the Joker is.
Right.
So I mean, just for example, he's got a smiley face in his eyeball on the poster. So when you're talking about freedom as an actor, you really don't get dealt a better hand than getting to play the Joker. And in this movie, it was no exception. I got to use the Joker laugh. I got to have a brutal scene. I got to have funny scenes. So really, it's not just freeing, but the ability to experiment was definitely there for me because I even did some ad-libs that they kept in. So really getting to explore the Joker was such a treat in Batman Hush. So great. I mean, it's streaming on the 20th and comes out on Blu-ray on the 6th. So you guys can grab it quickly. It's like ready to go.
All right, awesome. Now, lastly, with that character itself, there's so many people that have had a hand in it. What do you do? What would you say is something that you're using in your toolbox to make it, your own, but yet still feel like the Joker?
It's tough because it's sort of like when you ask questions at a Comic-Con and everybody in front of you asks the question.
It's like Hamlet. I feel like it's all these.
Everybody asks the question you were going to ask, and you're like, okay, now what am I going to do? So everybody's got a chance to do it, but we are all still individuals.
Yeah.
So when I imagine the Joker, I use my imagination and I latch onto things that are individually speaking to me as the Joker. And that's what you do as an actor. A lot of people have played Hamlet, like you said. A lot of people have played the Joker. I focus on my own point of view, how I hear him when I read the comic, right? In my own head. That's a voice I hear, and nobody else hears it. So, well, until now, I wanted to share it with you. Okay.
All right, awesome. Well, there you guys have it, 2019 San Diego Comic-Con. I'll see you soon.